A few weeks ago, I got to spend some good time with Hugo Rodriguez, one of the pastors who Craig Lingo trained many years ago. He's one of the most faithful and committed Christians I've ever met. We talked for hours, and he told me about the way God led him to focus his efforts on guiding young people to become leaders in the church. It was inspiring to hear him talk about his call and passion for mentoring young adults. And then I was surprised when I was able to teach him something new. You see, Hugo has never had to raise support as a missionary. He has always been paid by a church or a foundation, but this year, he's being sent out and supported as a missionary for the very first time. Hugo is raising support from churches and individuals across Latin America and in the United States. And as much as I like to talk about how awesome Hugo is, the real reason I'm focusing on him is that I want to ask all of you to consider supporting Hugo's vital ministry on a monthly basis. In Colombia, we lose so many young adults who should be leading in the church or even serving in full-time ministry. We lose them to their studies and careers. We lose them to the lie that their friends and families tell them that full-time ministry is not a valid career option. Most of these kids' families would rather see them living at home, doing nothing with their lives well into their 30s, than to actually see them working in ministry. And it's not that they don't want what's good for their kids, it's actually that most of their parents believe wholeheartedly that a career in ministry is worse than no career at all. But what if they had a place to go during this crossroads of early adulthood? A place where they could be guided in not seeking the smartest path, but instead God's path. The Training and Discipleship School that Hugo has developed is the place where young adults can learn to simply follow Jesus, whether that sends them into the marketplace or into ministry. It's a place where they get a taste of ministry and develop spiritual habits for living their faith in any career. It's also a ministry that God has already used to call many young people into ministry. That's why we need Hugo and his Training and Discipleship School. And Hugo needs your prayers and support. Learn how to support Hugo through Manna Worldwide by visiting Hugo's page on teamcolumbia.org, or just give us a call if you need help figuring it out. And please, let me know if you decide to support his ministry. Hitting the streets. Since we returned to Colombia, I've started talking to random people on the streets. I'm seeing success inviting them to church and continuing spiritual conversations with them outside of church. This is the way I would like to start our next church plant. So please pray for this next church and for the people I'm beginning to meet. Most of them are not Christians. And while you're praying, be sure to pray for the fair in the park on July 2nd. We're hoping to provide fun for neighborhood kids and have a lot of adults from the church around to get to know the other parents at the activity. Thank you all for your prayers and support, and we'll see you next time.